Okay, hello everyone. I'm Victoria Baylor. As you know, I'm a mindset and brand brilliance coach, and I'm excited to be here today to talk to you all because I get to share the screen with this rock star here, Sandi. And we're here actually today to talk about just straightforward and simple. I had the opportunity to coach with Sandi, phenomenal, amazing woman. And I would just kind of want to give you a sense of what her experiences were as she went through my VIP intensive program, my Brand Brilliance training program. And just want to give a chance to share for Sherry to kind of share what her perspective was on things, what was actually the work like, all the above, all the details, to give you a sense of what it's really like to go from understanding oneself, but getting an even deeper understanding and tapping into your own brilliance. Sandi, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, of course, since you're the woman of the hour, it's only fair to focus, of course, on you for starters. Please, if you don't mind, tell us what makes you so remarkable. For those that don't know, because Sandi's she's kind of a famous in our parts.
What makes me remarkable? I'm pretty cool. Like she said, I'm a graphic designer, promotional products advisor, marketing, all around marketing solution person. Mm-hmm. And what makes me really cool is that it is all around. You don't have to go to one person to design your logo and then come to me to find out how your logo is going to look on something, only to find out that maybe your logo is not going to work on that something. Because I'm going to make it so that I design your logo so that it does work on all of the somethings, and give you the feel for your business that you want, and the opportunities to create the kind of marketing materials that will make you shine in your industry.
I love it, Sandi. Lord, I got so excited I crossed your name up. I love it, Sandi. And as Sandi said, which is what I really love and appreciate, because I know her and I were kind of chatting about it earlier. I think the benefit, of course, of being that one-stop shop where everyone can go for just all of their marketing needs and not have to stress and not knowing if someone's going to interpret them very well. So I love that you bring that to the table, that you can interpret people, you can translate it, and then you can help them connect to others. I mean, that's fantastic. So of course, I'm super excited we had the opportunity to work together. And now that we've gotten to know about you and all your brilliance, if you can give, well, just to start it out, would love to know what actually made you interested in getting some coaching.
I felt like I was stalled out. I've been working in graphic design, branding, marketing for a long time, and made the decision to start my own business several months ago. But I wasn't making the progress that I needed to in order to turn it into my full-time business. And I needed something to help push me over the edge. And I'm humble enough to understand that I'm not always going to have that something from within. So that's why I reached out.
No, and I love that, because I think you said something that speaks volumes. And I know I've been meaning to do kind of like a little video on this. Oftentimes for women, it can be really tricky sometimes. I don't know about you. I can even speak from personal experience. And I have a few coaches myself, even though I do coach women. Sometimes it can feel a little bit like, do I reach out and ask for help? And then for some women that feel like they should have it together, it makes it even more difficult sometimes to reach out and do that. I love that you were able to overcome that, and not that you had any major issue with it, but the fact that your mind was, how do I get to where I need to get to so that I can expand my business? So I love that was your focus. So what for you and us working together, because, of course I do the mindset part and then I do the branding part. Had you, prior to us working together, really understood kind of like that mindset part of things?
I knew it existed, but I didn't know how to put it together for myself. I know that you have to see, you have to be able to see the bigger picture, and kind of see yourself from the outside too. And I think that for me, I was very stuck in my own head and my limitations. And that was, it was a big mental block. And to be able to see from the outside in was the shift that I needed. And that's where the mindset aspect really helped me.
No, also, and I think as you and I, of course, talk privately, vantage point is so important. And I know when, you know, of course, not divulging any of our own personal workings together, but as far as peeling back the layers and actually seeing the value that you brought to the table, how was that exposed for you? Or how did that make you feel to actually see yourself a little bit different, far superseding probably how you've kind of initially felt about yourself? What are your thoughts about that?
At first, it was really uncomfortable.
Yes, a little freaky sometimes.
But what is it they say about comfort zones? You got to get uncomfortable to get out of your comfort zone and experience more and better. And so I had to get uncomfortable with seeing, feeling, hearing how others see me, to be able to step outside and see me. We all have all of these insecurities, right? And those insecurities stop us from seeing what others see in us. Whether it's the people tell you have a great smile and you think that, well, I've got this freckle on my lip, so it makes my smile really horrible. They're not seeing the freckle. They're seeing the energy in your face when you smile. But you've got to be able to see past that freckle first. And it's uncomfortable at first to see past that freckle. And then when you finally see what they're seeing, they didn't even realize you had a freckle.
Yeah.
It's like I said, at first uncomfortable to be told that no, you're so much more, and but when you start to see yourself, it's liberating, and it's huge for confidence and self-esteem, and it's kind of exciting.
Well, thank you for saying that, because that for me is the most exciting part, mainly from your perspective, but I get the happy feels on the other end, being the person that helping you facilitate helping facilitate that process and helping you see it. But you bring up a really, really great point, which I think for anyone watching this video is so important. It's so easy for women to have our own distractions, kind of develop things, you're right, that we get fixated on, but we forget that there's all this other value that we are kind of oozing out. And because I think you and I, we talked along the lines of, and I usually say this to my clients, what comes easy to you is like the easiest things to miss. Because it's like, oh, well, isn't everybody doing this? And then as we always talk further, it's not the case. So along the lines of course, going through that, I feel a little bit of that angst. It was a little weird when someone's talking about what makes me me, but then embracing it. How have you been able to take that information and kind of surge ahead in your business?
I think it's added a level of confidence in communicating with people and how I communicate with them, who I communicate or whom I communicate with. You know, there's certain people, certain businesses out there, I think that each of us has as our sort of pie in the sky that we want to connect with. And I was scared of them. And I'm less scared of them now. And I'm actually starting to connect with those people now. So that's been a huge step.
Oh, that's amazing. Because I remember when I first met Sandi, I was, when we talk about the power of branding and giving off impressions, I joke with her. I was like, when I first met her, so welcoming, so warm. And it was just neat to even as we discuss things like that, most people don't assume those are gifts and tools to be used in, furthering your brand goals. And I think it was really great when things like that and some of the other stuff that you're really amazing at, a lot of your other strengths, you were like, okay, these are tools in my tool bag. I can actually build stuff with it. And relationships are huge to build in a business. I love that you feel like that you can actually connect with people because you know what value you bring to the table, right?
Right.
So, oh, please, that value piece, which can be the hardest thing for like women to kind of pin down because it feels elusive. There's days that we're like, I'm really doing this. I'm great. Nothing I can do is going to fall apart. And then we get tsunami with something and we're unsure of our value. At this point, because of our extensive work, do you feel like your value, your understanding of it's going to fluctuate, just kind of whipsaw, all over the place?
No, I think that it's going to fluctuate, but I don't think it's going to like pendulum swing fluctuate. I think there's always going to be the day that you feel a little stronger in your value than others, and other days where you, even if it's just because you didn't get a good night's sleep,
Yeah.
you wake up feeling a little less valuable than the day before, whatever it may be. But I don't think there's going to be the huge pendulum swinging.
Mm-hmm. No, and I love that. You're absolutely right, because I think that's the thing that kind of can really impair and become an impediment for women in business is when we are unsure. And I love that you're a logical person, which is I really love about you. That oftentimes you make a good point, even when we think about feelings. I always say feelings are like fleeting. Good God. If you think about intelligence, one day you might not feel smart, and then one day you might, but technically has your IQ, your change in any way? Of course not. So I love that having that practical side of your understanding of who you are mixed with I am authentically myself, but I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna allow myself to just completely fall apart and lose all sense of who I am. I love that part. Okay, so on from the value piece, when we worked together, we talked about brand communication, like establishing not only knowing what your value is, but being able to communicate it effectively so other people can understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you stand kind of with that? How comfortable do you feel communicating what you bring to the table?
Getting better.
Also, step by step, right?
That's all that we can ask for, is to get better.
That is awesome.
That's a work in progress for me, but and I don't think that I don't think it'll ever not be a work in progress, because the more you learn about how to communicate, the better that aspect becomes. And when you stop learning, you might as well just call it quits anyways.
Yeah, I don't even understand living without learning, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
No, and I love conversations like this because it brings in the practical side, but the realistic side. And you're absolutely right. The problem with most women, and actually there's studies been done on this, when they talk about confidence and the difference between men and women. Men don't have to feel like they're 100% before they do something. They'll go in to take a test and they'll actually assume they made 100 on it. And the woman will take the test and kind of undershoot herself. Turns out in the end, the man might have scored 60%, but he was like, well, I done did it. But only with us females, oftentimes we feel like we have to be 100%. And relaying that back to what you said about value is so important to know that you don't have to feel like you're 100% there to be able to communicate facts.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. And even when we worked on like your mission statement and how do you say it, I love seeing that you can massage it and make it your own. And as we talked about, it's going to take on a few iterations. The more you get with this group, or depending on who you're around, it might sound a little bit different. But you're allowed to be wholly yourself without feeling like you have to reach some standard. Is that what you kind of feel like you're sitting at right now, just that level of comfort in your own skin?
Yeah, but I don't want to, I'm not going to let myself get too comfortable, because again, comfort zones, you're not going to go anywhere in a comfort zone.
Yes. But in the sense of wearing in a sense of wearing your favorite shoes. And that's what I love about you, everybody, because Sandy's a driven person, which is what I really, really love. So she hears the word comfort. She translates as like, wait, I'm not going to be stagnant. Sandy, there is not a planet on the world you would ever visit where you would be stagnant. You'd create a homestead front. You'd have started making, started fishing. So that's what we love about your spirit. But just wearing your skin and being comfortable in your skin and saying, this is who I am. Do you feel comfortable with that part?
Far more comfortable than when we first started working together, yes.
I love that. And of course, that's progressive. So you will just keep in that vein. So no. Great. What recommendation would you have, last question, for any woman out there that has been considering working with a coach, but they just kind of like, I don't know what to say, or who to trust, or if they're interested in mindset branding help that I can assist them with, what would you say to that lady?
Do it.
Oh, okay. like the Nike swoop.
Find someone that you like, find someone that you respect, find someone that you feel like you can connect with, and find somebody who is going to challenge you.
Mm-hmm.
And be open and be receptive and don't be stubborn. When you're open and receptive and not stubborn, you get a whole lot more out of it.
I love that. Why should someone work with me for mindset and branding help? Do you think I can challenge them and help pull those barriers down?
You did with me.
Okay.
I mean, and I don't think that I'm an easy person when it comes to that kind of stuff. I have a huge defense mechanism, a wall, whatever you want to call it. And I am not easy when it comes to letting someone in, and you've got to be able to let a coach in. And I'm not easy when it comes to, frankly, not being stubborn. I'm a very stubborn person. So.
Are you really? I never saw that side.
Seriously? That is sarcasm, right? I mean, I'm just checking.
No, I actually being serious. You make an excellent point. I hadn't thought about it. I've always known coaching is it is a very intimate relationship because you are kind of revealing yourself. What I love about, and this I guess is a testament, I can actually pat myself on the back. I take people as they are because I see the strength that they have, and actually I love to formulate the coaching to suit them. I've always loved your logic. I like the fact that you're a thinker. I like the fact that you're going to challenge it first before. And because of that, because of how I'm wired, I can maneuver that. And it doesn't pose an issue for me because we don't want to break your spirit. And for any woman listening to this, that is the biggest issue that people have with coaching, especially when you're talking about mindset and branding. They're terrified they're going to come out as someone else on the other end. That's not the goal. The goal is to make you more of yourself and make you more aware of yourself. So I've always loved that part about you, Sandi. I wouldn't have you any other way. So with that being said, do you have any other thoughts, comments, or anything you would like to share with anyone? I thank you so much for graciously having this interview with me.
No, this is great. I'm happy to do it. I got a lot more out of our time together than I thought that I would.
Mm-hmm.
And I am absolutely sure that I'm going to be referring back to a lot of the sessions. Mm-hmm. And I feel really fortunate to have met you, to have found you, to have been able to work with you, and to be able to call you a friend.
Well, I have a moment there. No, I appreciate that. I'll take a moment off camera. No, I appreciate that because this is my love, as you've experienced. And I think when I have an opportunity to say this, I don't run around saying it and trying to be seen, but the world is a better place when we showcase our gifts. And with the amazing gifts that you have and what you've been able to show, you've been able to do and impress me in the time that you've been here. But by the way, everybody, Sandi is kind of new to our area. She hasn't even been here a year yet, and she is making waves and strides. So I'd love to be able to partner with you and to help you dig deeper into the value you offer, because it's just going to make our community a better place. It's going to make our nation a better place. It's going to make our world a better place. So bigger pictures, that's what it's all about. And anytime that a woman releases her gifts, she gives a permission for another woman to release hers. So it's just the gift that keeps on giving. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity to work with you in such an amazing way, and for us to kind of banter and go back and forth and just really strengthen your resolve. And in closing, though, please let us know where we can, for those watching that would love to connect with you and your amazing skill set, where can they find you at?
Sure, they can find me on Facebook at Logo Goods 411, Instagram also Logo Goods 411. You can email me at sandy@logogoods411.com, or you can always text or call at 603-320-4296. I don't mind putting it out there.
Okay, well, listen here. Y'all better get her where you can, because that phone might be busy a lot. Knowing Sandi. Thank you again, Sandi. I appreciate the time. Again, this is, look, I'll be seeing you. I see you everywhere now anyway.
Yeah.
Take care, and thanks again.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.